Hello Tim, thank you very much for joining us.
It's good to meet you, Ben.
It's great to see Sungard back for yet another year. First of all, what keeps bringing you back to TradeTech?
It's an extremely important event for us. The opportunity to show our latest wares, our latest developments, and engage both the customers and to check out the competition, but also listen to the very good sessions that take place. A lot of good thought leadership at this event.
So obviously you are here with a product in mind. What have you actually brought to the show today?
So I'm head of product manager for Front Arena, which is a cross-asset front-to-back trading system. It also offers, as part of that, electronic connectivity to vanilla products exchanges and derivatives exchanges as well.
So a lot of people, while they're here, have been talking about lowering operational costs as a very big issue.
Yep.
First of all, what are your views on the truth behind it? How possible is it to lower those costs without actually affecting the business negatively? And secondly, how are Sungard helping to tackle these issues?
So I would answer your question in a quite long-winded way, if I may.
Do.
Okay, so I see compelling events for our customers driven on two dimensions. On the one end is cost reduction, on the other is revenue enhancement opportunities, and there are still some of those out there. And then across the other axes, you have internal driven decisions, things that you've got control over. On the other, externally driven decision-making influences, regulation, volume changes, marketplace changes. And I've gone around with this driver matrix to many of our customers and asked them where they would place themselves on this two-dimensional space. A lot of them do indeed place themselves in operational efficiency and the need to consolidate systems, to have the capability to do more with less systems, less integration, reduction in people, automation, more low touch, very important, front to back, but also most interesting with that connection to electronic exchanges and electronic connectivity for customers as well. So providing the single dealer platform with all DMA, algorithms and smarts that you might wish to mix in with that in a scalable form so that the end user, the customer's customer experience is ergonomic, efficient and effective. Whilst also making sure that there's that regulatory oversight, that transparency, dealing with the bottom left corner, the external needs to deal with regulations that are out there and coming all the time.
So we're finding then that whilst there seems to be more fragmentation, there's more opportunities, more exchanges, and actually more complexity in the market, that the technology itself is beginning to simplify. We're actually getting to a point now where maybe the technology itself is getting to such a point where there's less complexity internally, or it's at least possible to get less complexity internally, despite more complexity that it has to deal with.
Absolutely. So if you think about the history of our system, it's over 30 years. And its current form, it's been around in the last 10 years, developing into what it is today. It provides that comprehensive, modular, but complete platform. So you can go in and put it in for a very specific business problem, like market making on swap exchange facilities or OTFs, and do a precision execution of changing the environment in a cheap and neat way, very connectable in the rest of the IT topology. Or you can replace the whole lot, and that's the point, come back to your question. Technology today is now rich enough and complete enough that you can come in and solve that problem across the entire organization and consolidate to a single platform more easily. And that's happening across the business. Less systems, easier add-ons, that's the objective.
Now you mentioned regulations just before as well. And obviously that's affecting everyone across all markets, even those that you wouldn't necessarily think of. People working even outside Europe are still going to be affected by MiFID. People outside of America still being affected by Dodd-Frank. With all these things coming through, how are you as a platform provider, as someone providing technology, coping with these changes, and how are you helping to make the lives of your clients easier?
So we see two things. One is, there is a stand back attitude, let's see how it finalizes and develops, but there's also the go ahead attitude, people changing and investing to be the leaders by trying to work out how the regulations are going to turn out, set themselves up to be either CEFs or OTFs, to have the electronic workflows, to deal with central limit order books on swaps, as well as requests for quotes and the like, and set themselves up to be the leaders and to be the drivers of the pragmatic implementations of what the regulation is expected to be. They may have to modify, And by working with those sorts of people, we can be at that cutting edge, and we can actually think about that ourselves. So we have set ourselves to be capable in the front end of dealing with that automated electronic connection and trading of swaps, as well as in the back end, connecting to central counterparties and all the clearing and everything else that goes with that. So by close contact with our customers, by thinking about what it means to actually positively change the business, ahead of the regulation or in conjunction with the regulation, we are driving change in our software.
Now, we're almost out of time, so just before we go, if perhaps without breaking any confidentiality agreements, can you maybe tell us what we can expect to see coming from Sungard in the future?
In terms of front arena, our focus is on continuing to take advantage of electronification of marketplaces, operational efficiency, being regulatory compliant to make sure we're following up with all the aspects as they finalise themselves and come out over the next year and a bit, and being scalable, volume scalable. And of course, melded into all of that, being capable of delivering this quickly and efficiently. So 5 key principles driving our development going forward.
Thank you very much. And if people do want to find out more, I'm sure it's quite obvious, but where can they go to find that out?
Sungard.com/frontarena.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.